Hello guys, today we're going to be changing the automatic transmission fluid in this 2015 Volkswagen Jetta TDI. So first off, the vehicle has to be level for this procedure, so you have to jack it up and make sure it's level. So what I did is I pulled the front end up on these ramps here, and then the back of the vehicle I supported it from the jacking points, as you could see, and this is where I put my jack at. On the rear of the subframe. Use the block of wood to distribute the weight. You can see the subframe up there. It worked out very well. And don't ever rely on these scissor jacks to support the vehicle. They're just for, you know, if you get a flat going down the road, to change it real quick and go. So don't ever use these. So we have it supported there nicely, and now we can proceed. So the vehicle is nice and level. Now we have to access the DSG filter, which is a dumb location right below the battery here. So the battery will need to be removed, battery tray, this air box, the snorkel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I think this thing just clips right off here real easily. On the sides you can see the tabs. Just pulls right off. Alright, the next step is to remove this 5mm screw right down here. And then we can disconnect the mass airflow sensor here. And then this clamp here, we'll need to squeeze that in to loosen that up and pull the whole airbox assembly out. So I have my 5mm hex here. Alright, that 5mm screw is loose. Now I'm going to just simply pull this hose right out. And then the mass airflow sensor. There's a clip here in the back. Pull this up, it clicks, this little gray clip. Then you grab onto it, pull straight up, just like that. Okay, now this part here you can't squeeze by hand, so you get a pair of pliers or channel locks. Loosen it up, just put it back there. You have to do some maneuvering here. Pull this back, away. That's disconnected. Move this hose here, and this plastic part, you can see the tabs here, this will pull right out. Okay, part's removed. Okay, you can see on the right here there's a rubber piece. If you look straight down, that needs to pull right up over. See it wiggling there? As you can see, the airbox is now lifted up off of that plastic piece here. This part here is rubber, it just slides right over this plastic stud here. So you have to grab the box and just wiggle it, and it will come off the mount there. And then you have to move it around this hose here and just pull it up. This part will come out towards you like this. and then just maneuver it around the hose here. There we go. Set this off to the side. Now we can remove the battery. So move the light over here. Pull this up. And we can disconnect the battery. So we need a 10mm socket for each one of these. Alright, I have the terminals removed. The positive is off, negative is off. I just stuck it right over here. The positive terminal, I tucked it down here so it wouldn't be in the way. Now there's a battery hold down to the left of the battery. You can see right here. This here, we'll have to remove this. I believe this is a 13mm bolt. So we'll remove that now, and then we can lift the battery out. What's nice about this battery, it has a little flip-up handle. So you can just grab that and pull it right out. Okay, the bolt is out. Move the bracket away. And then simply pull the battery straight up and remove. Now we have the battery tray, and there are 3 bolts holding this in. One at the rear, one at the front, and one to the right here. These are again 10mm. Alright, I removed the 3 10mm bolts. Now the tray can be lifted right out of here. Just watch this bracket from the battery. Oh, and one more thing. You see the positive terminal wire is connected by this clip here. So this will need to be pulled right out. You can see this plastic clip, you just pull it straight up. Just have to wiggle it a little bit. There you go. So that's out. Just watch the brackets over here. Pull it straight up. And then down here, this plastic stud stuck in the hole here. Okay. Here we go. Set this off to the side. And there's the filter housing right there. Now this hex is a 24mm, which I bought this nice little kit. It includes all these different sizes. It's a good kit to have. 5-piece filter socket set. So here's my 24mm socket. Right over top there, we'll loosen that right up. Okay, we're going to loosen this up now. It's not very tight. Just have some rags ready. Okay. There we go. Pull this right out. Set the cap aside. This filter pulls right out. Alright, now that we have the filter removed, the fluid will drain a lot faster. So we can crawl under the car, remove the belly pan, and then drain the fluid. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so to remove the belly pan, we have a series of torque screws down here. We have 9 small T25 torque screws. There's 4 on the right side here, 1 up front. This vehicle's missing the one. And then we have 4 down the left side. So remove those. And then there are 3. These are T45 torque screws. We have 1, 2, 3. So remove those now to remove the belly pan. Okay, now the belly pan is removed. This exposes the drain plug. This 14mm drain plug right here. Okay, loosen that up. Now when you loosen this up, not much fluid will come out because there's a plastic tube inside of here. And that will be removed with an 8mm hex head. So I'll do that and drain the fluid. Make sure your drain pan is ready. and make sure you have some rags ready because it could be a mess. Okay, here's the drain plug. I just removed it. Figured I'd show you this while it's draining. Yeah, it's slowly dripping a little bit. So this metal aluminum crush washer here need to be removed. And they gave me a new one in the kit. So you have to replace that before we install it. It's a good idea to have the vehicle warm because the fluid drains a lot faster too. I put the new fluid outside here in the sun to warm it up so it pours in a little bit faster. Okay, here's the plastic tube that's up inside of the transmission. This is with the 8mm hex head here. And there isn't a seal on this or anything, so you don't have to worry about doing anything with this. The fluid is still draining. Alright, the training fluid is just dripping now. I can reinstall this plastic tube because we're going to refill it. So put this back up into place. Okay, I made my own setup here to refill the fluid. I bought this adapter on eBay. It actually came in a kit with other adapters for other trannies. It was about 24 bucks, free shipping. It came in this bag here with these other adapters which we don't need. And then this funnel, the blue part down to this black adapter here was all at Walmart back in their automotive section. And this orangish or red hose came in this kit here from Harbor Freight. It actually includes two hoses. So I just grabbed this one and it fits perfectly, nice and snug over top of this. And the other end will fit right over top of the adapter here. So it'll work out good. So I'm going to go into the car here and thread this up in there and then route the hose down through and connect it. Okay, I have the adapter threaded up in there. The hose is on. And I just ran the hose right behind there. It's out of the way. Now we need to replace the filter. Here's the new filter. Part number gives you a new rubber O-ring for around the cap here. It needs to come off. So I get a little tiny screwdriver, go under here and lift it right off. Okay, here's the new filter. Just simply pushes right down over that center part there. Okay, there we go. I'm ready for the cap. I have the new O-ring installed. Okay, go ahead and tighten that up now. Okay, the filter's in. This is nice and tight. Now we can go ahead and put on the battery tray, battery, air box, and then fill it up with fluid and start it up. I just wanted to point out to you guys, when you put your air box back in, watch this seal here. When I took it out, it came out, the seal came out from underneath over here. So just make sure that's okay. And don't forget about this hose. It connects on the back side of the air box right here in the bottom. Okay, I have everything back together here. Everything's nice and tight and secure. Now we can go ahead and add our fluid. So you want this line as straight as possible without any kinks in it. What's nice about this filter is it has a shut off here, so you just twist it to shut the flow off if you need to. Okay, I just finished adding all the fluid. You want to add all 5 liters. And I actually tied the funnel off to the hood here. This is from a bungee cord. I just took it off the bungee cord, got some string, tied this off so I could dump the fluid in that way. So it worked out really well. No leaks or anything. Everything's nice and tight. So yeah, the whole jug is empty, all 5 liters. Now, what we need to do next is start the vehicle up and warm it up. This vehicle's already been driven before I started doing this, so it is a little warm, but I don't have the computer program to tell me when it's at the appropriate temperature, which is 35 degrees Celsius or about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to let it warm up, shift through each gear, hold it in that gear for a few seconds, and let it run and warm it up, and then we'll go underneath the car while it's running, and we will disconnect the hose, let the fluid run out until it breaks up, the stream breaks up, and then we will install the plug. Okay, I'm in the vehicle, it's running. Now what I'm going to do is, with my foot on the brake, I'm going to shift it into every gear, hold it there, a few seconds. Okay. Alright, we're ready to take this tube off here and let the fluid drain out. So you need to leave the vehicle running for this. Have some rags ready. Have your drain plug ready to go too with the new O-ring, the new washer. Okay, now that the fluid's breaking up like that, it's okay to put the plug back in. Need to torque this to 33 foot-pounds. Clean up the mess. And we can pull the hose back up through. That is it. Put the belly pan back on. You can shut this vehicle off now. Alright guys, that completes the DSG fluid change. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.